today, and I'm going to show you how we can perhaps help save the zoo. Now, the city of Jackson got more than enough problems.
Right.
And if somebody don't step in and do something about the zoo, that's going to be the next crisis that we have. The children farm is going to go away. Folks from 50 miles around can't come and say we're going to the zoo and to see the animal. I'm not going to wait until it happens. I'm going to be in front of it. And so I've been thinking about this here for the last couple of months. So I paid close attention to what the city of Jackson got going on. They got a garbage problem. They got a crime problem. They got a water problem. They got an infrastructure problem. They got an illegal dumping problems. They got lights that are missing all over the place. They got that problem. They got a whole lot of other stuff. But I just named about 6. Right? They don't need the zoo. Because they can't do nothing for it. They can't raise any money for the zoo. Because people are not going to pitch in and you can't call a basketball player, baseball player, football player and say, look, we're raising money for Jackson Zoo. Can you put in $100,000 for the kids? Nobody's going to give anything. You know what they're going to do? The city of Jackson is going to come to government, going to come to us, perhaps go to the state, and the state going to allocate, and they're not going to allocate much. The state going to allocate some money. It may be $25,000 or $50,000, and you can't do much with it. I believe that when we decide to make up our mind that we're going to do right about the zoo, where the news man at? Moving the zoo from Capitol Street and Ellis Avenue to I-55 in Lakeland Drive at the old golf course. I think his name was Floor Bluff Golf Course. There's plenty of land, there's plenty of property there to get this done. The city cannot keep the zoo up. They can't raise any money for the zoo. People, they don't even have the concert of the Zoo Blues anymore. I don't even think they even have that anymore.
The monkey scares.
What's that?
The monkey scares.
Yeah, and Supervisor Graham said the monkeys are scared, and the giraffe about to run off, and the elephants are upset because they can't get enough peanuts. And so this is what I'm prepared to do. We got nearly $7 million in revenue. You may be able to tell, but I can say up to $7 million. There's $7 million for water tower. Close to $7 million on Highway 18. It may be 600 and some, 6 million point something.
It's 9 million.
I think they used some of the supervisors on something. It was used on something. But do you know what's left for the water tower on Highway 18?
That's another Latoya question. Latoya need to answer that.
Latoya?
Some of the money was used for another project. I can't remember.
Okay, I'm sorry, Latoya. Just give us the number, Latoya, and we'll make a motion.
You want to know how much was allocated for the water tower?
Originally, how much was allocated and how much was taken for the water tower on Highway 18, and now how much is left? Because I think we went into there and got some money for something.
Yeah, you're talking about the very first motion allocated for the water tower. That was $11 million. Is that what you're talking about? The current allocation is $7 million.
Well, $11 million is just.
That's the initial amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much going towards the water tower on Highway 18?
The current allocation is 7.781.
7.7.
$7,781,635.40.
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
$7,781,635.40.
I'm going to try to get all of that. And how many cents was that? 40. Okay. 7 million, y'all. $781,635.40. Just floating in there, just waving it. And the 3 gonna try to reach and grab it out. Wow. Y'all listen to me good then. So I want the news people to understand that we're not trying to take anything from Jackson. What we're trying to do is make it better for the citizens of the city, this county, as well as this state. So we can have a zoo that all of us are proud of. All of us. And I believe that this $7 million, $781,635.40 would work well with the first amount of money moving the zoo from Capitol in Ellis Avenue to Lakeland Drive. I believe that the state would be more than happy to give us LaFleur Bluff Park. It perhaps can be partnership on the state property, but ran by Hinds County. The name of the new zoo would be Hinds County Public Zoo. Yeah? Hinds County. Not the city of Jackson, not the state of Mississippi. Hinds County Zoo or Hinds County Public Zoo, however you want to put it. Everybody will be welcome. That's why I put the name public in it. And so, we can get a new zoo, starting with $7,781,635.40, Supervisor Graham. That's my motion.
Moving second. Question.
I got one question for Supervisor Archie. I don't have anything to do with what the proposal is, but I do want to let you know for that location, they're putting that $15 million back in there for LaFleur Bluff for golf to open back up in the same location. So was that the location that you're referring to? Or did you have an alternative to that?
Wherever we can put it out there, if we can get whatever, we can use the old golf park, because there's not enough people playing golf in that, because I used to play there. And when I go there, there's only 10 people on the golf course. But there's hundreds of people be coming from around. They'll begin to make field trips again, going to the zoo all over the state. And we can have big flashing lights. Hinds County Zoo. On 955 and 220, people can see it. And when they come, they can say, oh, this is little zoo. But if you go down Capitol Street, they're going to be scared to death. Let me just tell you where it is. I mean, I know y'all, I'm going to say it and I'm going to tell it whether you like it or not, whatever, say whatever. The bottom line is that we need a better place to put this zoo, and we got the money to make it happen. Let's go on and make it happen. No, I did not talk to the city about it. I don't need to talk to the city about it because they're not doing anything about it, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Make it happen. Over off of Lakeland Drive and I-55, and people from Louisiana and going to Texas and going to Mexico and going to Illinois, they can all, when they pass down I-55, you have a big old pretty arrow pointing. Okay, that's my motion. Oh, Supervisor
Grant.
Thank you very much. I've already seconded the motion. I-55 and Lakeland Drive is in District 1, and I'm in total agreement with moving the zoo. I think it's something that we need to do at this particular point in time. As it relates to what the county administrator said a few minutes ago, it can be mixed use. You can use it for a golf course and for an area, because you already have the Children's Museum. Yeah. You have the Hall of Fame. You have baseball fields up in that particular area. You have a stadium in that area. You can loop around Lakeland Drive and eat, and there are hotels and things. So I think it only makes good sense. I think that given the current location and the current condition of the zoo, I think that something needs to be done immediately. And I think that what Supervisor Archie has suggested makes good sense, especially since it's in District 1. So I second the motion.
Okay. Any other comments?
the other comment, I just hope that you gentlemen know and see that the zoo is in horrible shape, that we can't get folks from all around this state to travel on the highway, go through the city of Jackson, through the potholes, through some that call the shooting zone and other things that are happening, Why not places that where everybody can get to it in peace and they can see it? Oh, by the way, that big pretty Ferris wheel I like to see. When you come down I-55, you can see big old pretty Ferris wheel moving around, and the kids can say, "Mom, that's not, they got a Ferris wheel." See?
Yes.
See how that works? I know you didn't hear, you make a comment, I want you to make a comment on how nice it is to be doing something that is constructive and worthwhile doing. I see y'all sit very quietly over there and just no.
That's true.
But if people see it today, it's quite a few of y'all that get see. It's what I've been trying to tell you since I've been here. Now, I would hope you also told me that you will vote me sometime. Let's see what happens.
Ready for the motion?
Ready for the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, raise your hand, no.
Y'all say
Quiet in the audience, please.
yes.
Quiet, please.
Okay, let's talk to your next item.
Yes, sir. Y'all see how that went, don't you? I've been trying to tell you. Now, news folks, y'all going to report that right. And tell them I'm talking about the Ferris wheel and all of that. Don't be playing no games. Well, Archie raising no saying today, Archie talking real good in explaining it and breaking it down the way that it needs to be broken down. So we have some people here want to discuss. I've been getting calls, and I don't know whether or not the other board members have been receiving calls concerning waste management. And Kathy hit me a moment ago and said that waste management is online. They're not present, and they're paying attention to the meeting that we had waste management on. And the discussion has been the garbage, what you call those barrels, or the new garbage cans. Carts. There's been questions about some people are elderly and cannot move around. Some are saying that some houses need two, and whether or not they're paying for it. So I think let's start with, and then I know Mr. Webster is here, and then whoever want to come up, I don't know how many is here to talk about waste management in this situation. Mr. Webster, are you present?
Mr. Archie, we're going to ask you to limit that to at least 3.
3? Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Webster, come on up, sir. Mr. Webster called 4 or 5 times. He won't know what's going on. So get on up there, Mr. Webster. You're going to probably have to move your mask just down a little bit so they can hear you.
Question, we doing 3 minutes or 5?
3 minutes.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Supervisor. Good morning to everyone here. I'm from the community of Pocahontas, and with the new collection, the trash collection point, we're used to having a lot of trash. And my biggest concern is that one can may not be enough.
Can you speak into the mic, sir?
That one can may not be enough. And I also heard this through the wind, that if you have more than one, then you have to pay like $11 per. I don't know if that's true or not. Like I said, I heard that in the wind. But we are out in Pocahontas now. We have a family subdivision, and it's 14 of us live right there, and we have plenty of trash. So, we got a burn ban on right now, so we can't burn it the old way. So we sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place. We want to do what's right, but we need this thing to be adjusted, I think. Now, if we have to pay, I guess if that's the only alternative, then we'll pay. But it's not going to be enough. That one can, just not going to be enough. And I'm speaking for my community. I'm not speaking for the whole town of Pocahontas. I'm just speaking for the vicinity that I live in. and we all family. And we're just waiting to hear, see what's going on.
Okay. Mr. Archie.
Yeah, Mr. Webster, I mean, I know there's others that are present. Maybe the administrator can tell us, or I don't know, Tony did the contract. Can you explain if they need another bin? Can they get a smaller one? All of them have to be the same size? Because some people are talking about elderly people not being able to carry if they got a heavy load in that particular bin. So I just want to give them some idea of what we agreed to with waste management.
Well, one thing, Supervisor, your garbage cans will be the size that the truck is going to reach down and pick up. I mean, that was in the contract that they were moving to new equipment, and those arms reach down to pick up that 96 gallon and put it over there. Now, you can get additional garbage cans.
Same size.
Same size, because those are the size that work with the truck. And anything else, you'll probably have to ask Tony from a legal standpoint.
Right, and so one of the questions was, out in some parts of the rural, their driveways and their homes are somewhat much further from houses in the streets out to the road. Did we come up with any kind of idea where we can help the elderly, that where they don't have to carry that bigger and loaded down garbage can to the road? What can we do in terms of that?
That's the same size garbage can that pretty much been out there already, right?
No,
They went from a 70 to a 96? Okay.
And if you will, you're saying carry, but there's a roller, there's 2 rollers on each one, so it won't be that they have to carry it, it's the amount of you having to roll it.
I do understand.
To the precinct. I mean, to the location for pickup.
Yes, now for instance,
The other thing too, that in my research, it indicates that the typical garbage can that is used now is between 30 and 50 gallons. This is a garbage can that is almost twice that size of the biggest one that is being used by residents. So the concern about whether or not you need 2 cans, if you're using the same, generating the same amount of garbage, then this one can should be sufficient to accommodate that usage.
well, not necessarily.
I agree.
Now, and also, picture this, Webster Road has a couple road branching off going to brother's house or sister's house, which is about 200 yards from Webster Road. So, in this case, I don't want that truck coming down my little narrow road tearing it up because it's already raggedy because, it's self-made. And we have to pull that can at least 200 yards out to Webster Road in order to get it picked up. And
How are they picking it up now?
so again,
How are they picking it up now?
we taking it out to Webster Road. Everybody take their trash out to Webster Road. And we have, sometimes I have 5 trash bags, large trash bags. And, I take my little RV and I load it up and I haul them out. I take some of my sister's trash, we'll haul it out.
So we'll get waste management. Did you receive that letter, Mr. Webster, that they sent out?
Well, no, I didn't. I just got it on, got an email.
So I'm hearing nobody received the letter. Mr. Attorney, Mr. Administrator, we need to form a letter. Y'all need to give a waste management.
Okay.
So they can be notified of exactly what size, all the details about what's going on.
We did put on our website what information we had, but they supposed to give us additional information this week. And we'll get it out to the public.
Anyone else from waste management? Come on up.
I'm Ms. Jenkins.
Introduce yourself and tell us what neighborhood community you live in. Thank you much.
Okay, my name is Claudia Jenkins, and I'm from the England Road community.
Can you speak into the mic a little bit, please?
I'm from the England Road community, right off of Pine Haven, in District 1. We were not told anything about anything. We got no information. We just happened to drive down the road and see the garbage can sitting there. Nobody told us nothing. We had to stop and ask the garbage people to tell us what was going on because we had no idea. And then another thing is, a lot of us down that road are elderly. And a lot of us have disabilities. We can't get down to that road a lot. Not only that, but we only get garbage pickup one day out of a week. That means everything that we have has to be done in one day. So you're telling us we gotta have one garbage can to be picked up, or we have to pay. We already elderly, we already is on Social Security and get much as it is. Then you're telling us we gotta pay out more to get our garbage picked up, and we don't get picked up on one day a month, one day a week. That's not fair to us. We pay taxes like everybody else. We deserve to be taken care of like everybody else. And then the other thing is, when you all was doing this contract, why didn't somebody let the people know so that we could have had some input into it? Then you would have known these things ahead of time instead of waiting until after you make a decision and make the contract, and then you tell us about it. That's not fair to the people. All we're asking is to be treated and to be treated with respect and decency like any other district. But right now we're not getting that. We haven't gotten that, and that's not fair to us. And why are we paying more? Why are we having to pay for, basically, are we paying for waste management, using the cans and stuff, and using all of that? Are we having to pay for that? Then you tell us like at my household, we have some weeks, we may have 3 or 4 cans of garbage because they only pick it up that one day. So you telling me if I can't get everything in that garbage can, that I gotta put it in the garbage can to get you to pick up my garbage? That's not right. And on top of that, why should I have to buy 2 or 3 garbage cans? I can't afford to buy 2 or 3 garbage cans. But if that's what my needs are, that's what my needs are. So you telling me that you all decide that we can't have our garbage picked up unless we put it in a certain garbage can and it be picked up at a certain time. That's not fair for you all to make that decision for the people without including the people. Right. Yes. Because we're the one that has to live with these decisions that you all make. Amen. And it's not fair to us. It is not fair to us. And half of us are disabled. Half of us can't come out and and we have to get somebody to help as it is. So now you're telling us you want to make it even harder on us. That's not fair to us.
You got your time up, so y'all got to do.
Ma'am, I do understand the cry about the garbage, just be from it. I expressed my opinion about this garbage and doing this contract to waste man that the rural areas is going to be hard on the rural area for the garbage pickup. I understand that we didn't even have a choice at this moment of doing what was taking place because there was nobody else out there to my consider board and what we were trying to do. The other garbage company even take consideration contact me. Trust me, I don't say much, but I hear you cry. I'm from the rural area and I do understand what you all are going through. Whatever in my power, in my authority that I can do, we're going to do something to try to help the situation. I don't know what we can do or run the contract. I don't know what we can do, but we're going to do whatever we possibly can to make something right with the situation. That's all I can say. No.
Two other votes.
There's another Graham.
Yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if the board attorney can add any additional light to what was just said, or if you can go ahead and set up a meeting with you and the county administrator and us to, where we can meet and see if we can talk about some of these particular issues that other people are having out in that particular area.
Yes, we can contact representatives of Waste Management. And have
Are they looking at what's going on? I was told that they were watching, or that they were watching the live stream now. Do you know if that's true?
They should be, Supervisor Green, because they know, they are aware that the meeting was today and that we would be discussing waste management. So,
All right, thank you.
All right.
thank you.
Can I just say one other thing?
I have a question. So,
Yes, ma'am. Hold on.
oh, you were talking?
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
I just say one other thing? Whenever you all are making decisions in the future, would you at least let us know about it ahead of time so that we can have some input into it? Because in our lives that you all are making decisions on, we should have some input.
Okay.
Thank you.
I got a question. Ma'am, don't leave yet. How you doing, ma'am? I really agree with you. I'm gonna just tell you. You say, would y'all really making these decisions, let us know that you're making these kind of decisions in our lives that you're dealing with, and things that we have to go through. You've been sitting here all the morning and paying close attention to what is going on. And I've been trying to get it to the public for the longest. But let me just tell you this, I'm gonna make a motion to not put a halt on the contract, but to put a halt on those garbage bins until we're totally satisfied. I know we're already in contract, but we supersede anything. And until we figure out exactly whether or not they can bring a smaller bin, or what I want to do is whether or not the county needs to pay for a second bin. We can have further discussion about it. And so my motion is going to be, Greg, is to halt waste management, stop with the big garbage bin until we have further discussion on what is right for the community, whether it's smaller or bigger, until we cross our T's and dot our I's. That's my motion, not to halt the contract in terms of picking up trash, but providing those garbage bins until we can finalize it and solve some of these issues. I know some folks that are not here this morning are listening in the morning, perhaps wanted us to do this. So that's going to be my motion, to halt the garbage bin, stop it, until we have further discussion to satisfy the rural area of Hinds County. That's my motion.
You're saying to stop the delivery of the machine, of the bins?
Of the bins, stop the delivery of the bins.
Question, Mr. Galvin.
Legal.
yes.
I want to do all I can to help our people. At the same time, we're going to get in trouble. Since the situation hasn't taken place, tell me legally what we can do, what we can't do.
Well, the best thing you can do is probably have a conversation with your contractors, but obviously you can vote to do what you want to do with regard to enforcement of the contract that you currently have in place. But you can also have a conversation with representatives of the company that you're contracting with, since you do have an ongoing, and have had a multi-year relationship with them, to try and get some satisfaction on the comments that have been made this morning.
So my discussion part of it is that I think it's clear they have not delivered all the bins yet, and they have not started using the truck to pick the garbage up quite yet. And so if we just stop it at the moment, yeah, okay, so that'll be in December. We have time enough to have a conversation with them, and we can have it back on the agenda for the first meeting in November. They're not gonna, it won't be until December when they start picking up. So we can have this discussion so we can satisfy the needs of the citizens. We're not stopping them from picking up trash. We just stop them from delivering the bins until we have further discussion. That's my motion.
Moved and second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing no opposed, that motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen.
It appears that I don't have to speak at this point. It appears that I don't have to speak at this point.
Yeah, are you with,
The Hinds group, I'm a director.
if you want to, you can come on, we don't legally say it, but we can just listen to you. I'm sorry. Okay, go right ahead.
Good morning. My name is Linda Webster. My name is Linda Webster, and I'm also with the Hinds group. My brother Earl spoke initially, and we'd like to thank Mr. Jenkins as well, because they really covered everything that I had to ask. And one other thing that I want to mention is that we are a family community, as he said, not just our group, but the whole entire Pocahontas area. We keep our area very clean and neat. That's one thing we pride ourselves on. And so we want to continue because, again, I'm a senior. There are a lot of seniors in Pocahontas, and we can't afford to buy additional cans. And so if I don't have my second garbage, my other garbage in the can, that means that they're not going to pick it up. So garbage is just going to start. Oh, I can't even think about it in our area because we pride ourselves on that. So another thing I want to say, and Ms. Jenkins has already said it. She said it so well. We have got to get the people involved and let the people know what's going on. When we knew anything, the cans were sitting at the end of the road, had no idea what was going on. And then somebody mentioned it was on the webpage. What about broadband and all those things? A lot of people don't have access to look at those. I do, but a lot of people don't have access, and a lot of people can't because of the elderly. A lot of elderly don't even use internet at all. So let's just do a little better job about communicating about what's going on. Yeah, we can come down here and sit and listen, but I just think there should be other means of communicating to the constituents. And that's it for me. Just know that we want to do what's best for Pocahontas and Hinds County to keep it the way it is, clean, neat. We're all segregated out there alone, but we are proudful people. We want our area to continue to look good. And with this contract, I think we're failing Pocahontas and Hinds County.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just one question. So what we're gonna come on back to that. So I really appreciate that you coming, and I think that perhaps this conversation needs to be